before we get started, I just want to say that you should consider this your trigger warning. There will be sensitive topics in this video, specifically one, if you do not want to hear about child loss or pregnancy loss, please click back now. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Kari, the little Missouri mama, and today I'm just going to talk. Early this morning, on October 25th, today is October 25th, I woke up, I felt really, really weird. I've been really tired and kind of irritable the last couple days, and I'm usually not as cranky and as tired as I was the last couple days. So I woke up and I really wasn't feeling good. I went in the bathroom, I threw up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not due for a couple more days, but I'm going to take a pregnancy test anyway. And I took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't even think to film it. It was 1:30, nearing up on 2 a.m. I think at that point. And I'm like, it's going to come out negative anyway, so I'm not even going to bother. And it's positive. And I'm like, huh? How does... what? What? And so I lay back down and I went back to sleep. And then this morning I woke up and there was blood. And I know what that means, and I know that means it was a chemical pregnancy. Because it would have been way too early for anything else. And I think that's the only thing right now that's really keeping me from being upset. I'm sad. Obviously I'm sad. I'm also kind of numb to it. This isn't my first rodeo involving a chemical pregnancy. I do have a doctor's appointment I'm going to later. And I'll make sure that everything is all taken care of. You know the drill. Obviously, for privacy's sake, I won't be recording that. I don't know. Why am I even sharing this? Why am I talking about this? I'll be completely honest with you, I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to film this because when I was younger and I was looking for answers, trying to figure out why in the world my body was reacting the way it was, I wish that there had been more people talking about chemical pregnancies and miscarriages on YouTube. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of rant about it and talk about it. Obviously, as I said, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first one. I know I've had quite a few. And a chemical pregnancy is basically the loss of a pregnancy before, I believe it's 6 weeks. Basically, a lot of times women with chemical pregnancies don't actually know they were pregnant. They just have, for example, a weird period. Maybe it's really heavy. Maybe it comes a day or 2 or 5 too early. Maybe it's just weird. They feel weird during it. And most of them don't take a pregnancy test because they don't think anything of it. But for those of us who pretty much start taking pregnancy tests, like, the day after ovulation. Just me? It's probably just me. So for those of us who start taking pregnancy tests pretty early, we catch these. and we get our hopes up. And then, as nature does, it takes its course. But we can't help but feel worthless. Why didn't this one? What happened with this one? What would this one have been like? Even though it was a speck, there's always going to be that little what if. I'm obviously kind of emotional right now. I've also had what I personally call them big losses. Those are losses which are more along the scale of miscarriage. I believe they're like 6 to 19 weeks. I know the difference. And yes, at least to me, one does hurt more than the other. Having a big loss actually hurts more than the other. But it doesn't make it any less raw. First thing that pops into my head is, what did I do wrong? Is there something I could have done differently? Maybe if I hadn't gotten mad. Maybe if I hadn't had that beer cheese. Maybe if. But I know rationally that the reason why this loss happened is because the baby was not viable. It's natural selection at its core. The baby was not viable. And it wasn't even a baby at this point. It wasn't even like an actual little baby. It was just a little speck of cells. But that doesn't make it any less raw right now. That doesn't make it any less real. This is why I'm sharing this right now, because it doesn't make it any less real. And I don't know. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you just randomly took a pregnancy test in the middle of the night and it came out positive. Maybe you didn't take a pregnancy test, but just something with your period felt off and you went to the doctor. Maybe you don't know if you've had a chemical pregnancy, and so you're looking up answers, trying to figure out, was this what happened? Or is my body just being a jerk right now? Because sometimes it's hard to get the words out. And sometimes you don't feel like you're able to, or you're allowed to grieve, because it was only 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And right now for me, this is pretty normal. This is probably the only time that I'll actually be upset about it. But for someone else, this may be something they don't get over. And I know that feeling. I have my losses that I won't get over. So, anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget, if you want to, you can drop a comment down below. Please be respectful if you do that. Please keep it nice, keep it clean. I will be watching the comments. So, or you can hit me up on Instagram at Little Missouri Mama, or on my Twitter at Little Missouri Mom, or on my blog, littlemissourimama.wordpress.com, links to which are all in the description box down below. And, as always, have a good one. Bye.